Another pointless love story that I did not want to see. That's all I had. I didn't know what else to say. Something about Big Baby. I don't know.
Who has to change that diaper?
We'll talk about that. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ewok-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with
Yes,
Ewoks Season 1, Episode 3, Rampage of the Flogs.
Oh, I need to add that button. That's a button I need to add.
That was something funny. When I was making the thumbnail for this video,
Yeah.
I was like, what did I do for the last Ewoks thing? So I went back to like our video, and I debuted that dun 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 button that same episode.
Oh, jeez.
So I had to bring it back for this one.
You do. But you should also send me that file so I can add it to my buttons.
All right.
Instead of the
I don't know.
Cricut.
You're going to overuse that one. I don't know.
No, I probably won't.
All right.
I've been good.
You have been good.
I've been good.
All right.
Boom. So now you don't have to ever add that button anymore.
Right. That would save up space on
Just saying.
my thing here. But
yes. Smells. I got buttons.
Yeah. But yes, we're back with Ewoks. It's been a while, a hot minute since we've done an Ewoks episode review. I'm sorry, Andrew, if you're listening, we didn't do droids. I don't know if we're going to do another one of those.
We'll do it. We'll come back, but
yeah. But before we jump into this episode breakdown, some little news stuff that we should go over, because I think we don't normally go over news, but when it's big news or notable news, then we'll say it.
It's 2 weeks in a row that we've had news. We almost need a news button.
Make a little jingle. Say something. News time.
News.
No. But anyway, so Drew doesn't know about this.
I don't,
but it was brought up in the Discord and whatnot. But when Disney the other day, or maybe it was yesterday or 2 days ago or whatever, they announced like their schedule for September, and Bad Batch was not in there.
That's true.
So, ever since like the trailer dropped, it was September 28th is what everyone thought. But here's the thing. That was never official news, the 28th.
Wasn't it on the trailer?
No. It was.
It wasn't?
It was always like reported to be the 28th, like that same week that it came out, like after. But like it was like all these sources said the 28th, blah blah blah. All these like promos, like unofficial promos, like would say the 28th, and so
for some reason I thought it was on the trailer.
It wasn't, and so like I figured that since all these news sources like reported this and like they never announced a different date, that was just a valid date. So
that's what it should be.
So I'm guessing. So there are more news on top of that. So on September 8th is Disney Plus Day, and I'm assuming we're going to get a trailer for Bad Batch on the 8th. And
probably
so
on Disney Plus. You remember, like, didn't they do a trailer like exclusively to Disney Plus?
No.
And then it got uploaded later to. I think they did. I think they did that with the first Kenobi one. It was like only on Disney Plus, and then got.
No, that wasn't true.
Was
that
it?
Wasn't true. No.
There's definitely one.
I don't know. I can't remember. But so I'm guessing there's gonna be a lot of news and announcements because a lot of stuff is being released onto Disney Plus.
Like the new Thor movie already. I was like,
it's always 3 months now.
Has it already been 3 months?
Wait, let's see. Was it end of June or something that came out? So it's like less than 2 months, 3 months, less than 3 months. I don't know. Anyway, that's not the point. Point is, there's going to probably be tons of announcements and maybe trailer drops on the 8th. And so I'm assuming that's when we're going to get a Bad Batch trailer. And
Or
then
like
so,
Yellow Snow said in the chat, well, as soon as you guys say it could happen, we get the trailer tomorrow. So
perfect. I'm
that
fine with
always
that.
happens to us.
But so we don't know exactly what that means then for the Bad Batch. Like when maybe it's just going to be the first Wednesday in October or the first week of October. So it's just like a week difference. But hopefully it's not too late because we had plans because we assumed that it was going to be 16 episodes, which would bring us like
Mhm.
almost through Christmas. And then in January, we were going to do book stuff like both Thrawn trilogies and the next High Republic book review in January. But depending on when Bad Batch comes out, if it's delayed and then we're going into January with Bad Batch episodes, then our book reviews are going to be delayed too. So kind of sucks that
Do you think
it's
now it
not
makes me
delayed because there was never
no,
an
true,
official
true.
date.
But now it makes me think that it's gonna be after Andor.
No, because it was officially said fall of this year, so it's not going to
Oh,
be
is November still fall?
uh, technically fall ends in like middle of
Because
December or something like that.
technically, yeah, doesn't isn't
Right. When people say
technically
fall, they mean like September, October
I
into
know, but
November.
fall technically doesn't even start till November 22nd or September 22nd is the first official day of fall. So what if they're saying end or like in fall, but November, like
I don't know.
Thanksgiving?
I doubt that, but maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll get Tales of the Jedi first, and then we'll get Bad Batch. I don't know. Like
Well, because
so,
Tales of the Jedi is a smaller show.
it's a 6 episode thing.
Yeah,
3 episodes
so
about
it
Ahsoka,
could.
3 episodes about Dooku and Qui Gon when they were
Now, I
young.
know a lot of people are bummed that Bad Batch isn't coming out next month. Personally, I'm okay with spreading it out a little bit more personally as
Yeah.
a
Then
content creator. I'm
like,
okay
that,
with
that way we have less
freezing.
like double up because
We
that's
don't have to double up except for like the first week.
right. So
Which should we make that announcement?
what?
What we're doing for the first week of Andor?
Well, we might be able to do the first 2 episodes on that Wednesday,
Ooh, you hear that,
and
chat?
then on Thursday do the third episode Thursday
Ooh, so
night.
you might not have to wait too much.
Right, because we were originally going to try to do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Mhm.
and then or
Then
whatever. It's three
what?
days in a row,
Thursday, then
but we might be able to
Friday.
get those first 2 days or episodes done on Wednesday, which would be nice because then we can watch an
Now,
episode,
yeah.
record, watch an episode, record.
Now it is. I mean, Jeremiah.
Yeah,
It wouldn't surprise me though if all of a sudden on the day Disney Plus Day they announce that, hey, by the way, here's a trailer. Oh yeah, and it's on the 28th of September.
maybe they could do
I
that
mean, they could do that. It's Disney.
because. But here's the thing, though. I was just looking back at the first trailer,
Hmm.
and it says official trailer. It's not a teaser trailer.
Oh,
So it would be
maybe,
official trailer 2,
or maybe we don't get another trailer.
or we don't get another trailer. So we don't know. Like it's
But it'd be
kind of
weird not to have a trailer with a date though.
that is true,
I didn't
but
realize that didn't have a date. For some reason, I just assumed it had a date because everyone's saying that's the 28th of September.
right. So
Well,
I don't know.
bummed.
Pluses,
No,
minuses, but
yeah.
we'll see how it all plays out. But that's all the news, really. That's like kind of like pressing. But did you see also this side note? I don't know if it was before last week's episode or not, but they announced uh, Jedi Fallen Order novels, like a Cal Kestis novel. So
No?
they announced that like last week or something. That's official.
Okay. Who's the writer? Do we know, or is it
I
gonna be like
I don't
a
know.
co-writer
I'm not
situation?
I'm not sure. I didn't really look into it. I just
Will,
saw that.
look it up.
But so that'd be fun. I don't know exactly. I never read any of the articles I saw, so I don't know if it's going to be kind of like a setup for the second game because there's 5 years between those
I
two
bet you that's
games,
what it is.
which would be interesting for background
Because
information for that
because you
game.
know that game is not gonna be out next year. It's gonna maybe a
Yeah,
couple
I'm not
years.
sure when that's supposed to come out, but
So
I'm not gonna be able to play it because you can't get a PlayStation 5, so it doesn't matter. So
true. I'll let you know if I can figure out. Let me know when you're ready to bite the bullet, and I can try to get you one.
I need to get it. I told you I need to get a 4K TV first, and I can't find one because the one I want is sold out, and I don't know if I want to upgrade to a 65-inch in my little apartment.
You do. Trust me,
uh,
Jeremiah.
I don't want to have to
You do.
turn my head to look at something on the screen.
Yes, you do. As
But
a friend who
how big
comes
is your
over,
TV?
mine's only a 50, but I want to go bigger. I want to fill my whole wall. That wall that it's on.
Okay,
I want to
first of
go
all,
the whole wall.
your living room is way smaller than my
That's
living
why I
room.
want it. 'Cause it's like the whole thing.
No, no, no.
Trust me,
That
Jeremiah, as a friend who will come over and help you set up the TV slash watch a movie with you while I'm there.
I'm just
You want
I'm just
you
trying to
want
figure out
it.
what Star Wars I should watch first. The first thing Star Wars I watch on my a new TV, like Clone Wars season 7, last 4 episodes. Oh, I watch Rogue
Ooh.
One in 4K. What do I?
Rogue One, dude. Rogue One in 4K is so good. I'm excited. I feel like we need to make a vlog out of this situation. When you find the one you want, maybe Stephanie will let me free for a night and I can go with you. We can buy it, throw it in my truck. I'll help you set up and then we can watch a
I don't
movie.
know if the box will fit in your truck. I was
Well,
just gonna have it.
I borrowed my dad's truck.
His
We
was
it's
his Tesla truck or whatever he
no, he didn't get
pre-ordered.
that's not out.
All right,
But
well we're babbling on.
anyways,
We do need to do more vlogs because we haven't done that in a while, and
true.
there's some cons coming up this fall
There
in
is.
Minnesota that we should probably. Did you see who? Oh, did you see who's going to Nerd and Out Con?
I did.
That Emily
Mhm.
Swallow was it Swallow
Swallow, I think.
her the armorer from the
Yes,
Mandalorian.
the armor.
So
I
that's
have a
pretty cool.
nice art series figure that I'm definitely gonna get signed from her.
All right, that's in October, and then when is Twin Cities Con? That's November.
November. Yeah.
So maybe we'll have to
We'll for sure go to those.
figure something out. Get some content on YouTube. All right, we've been babbling on, so let's get into this and highly anticipated breakdown of Ewoks season 1, episode 3, Rampage of the Flogs. So this is what okay, what did you think of this overall of this episode?
It was fun. It
It was
was good.
fun. It was kind of rough for me trying to get through this
Really?
episode. Yeah, it was like
I think it's different experience for me because my kid loves it.
yeah.
So like today, like I was laying on the floor in our living room and he was like sitting on my lap watching it. So it's a
Aw, yeah,
little
I need
different
an aw
situation.
button.
Yeah, we need to get an
Aw.
all button. I just have a clap, it doesn't work. Yeah, so, like, that I feel like it's a little different experience, like, I was wrestling with him, we're watching it, so, uh,
Yeah.
I like it. It was fun, it was a good time. So, for me,
So,
I liked it better than last week's.
oh really?
I did, I thought it had more story, more
More story.
development,
Okay.
and and what's cool about this, because they're giants, it kinda shows you the story about how they protected themselves with the same tools that they use against
That
the
is
chicken
true.
walkers.
We were going to talk about that. It was interesting because this show takes place
I believe. I
before
think
episode
so.
6, right?
I believe so.
Because like, wasn't Andrew all mad that Wicket can?
No, that was the movies. The movies for sure take place before, and Andrew is mad because Wicked learns how to talk
Yeah, that's right.
basic, but then forgets as soon as he see Leia.
Right.
But I think
Right.
it's
So I
because he
can't.
was so, like, intrigued by her that he forgot.
Yeah. So I think this, but I still think the cartoon takes place before
I think
episode
it
6.
I think so too.
But It does
It's
add
not
a little bit more
either way.
context, but either way.
Either way that these characters in this episode they've dealt with them before. So even if it is after, they've dealt with them before Empire. So
Right. So, well, anyway,
or
the
I should
episode.
say Jedi, not
Right.
Empire.
So the episode starts out with two female Ewoks on a raft going down the river, and they're like, "Yeah, we got away from the boys, and we don't need to talk or see them." Da, da, da. And then the one girl's like, "Yeah, but I know one boy that you would like to see. Who's that? You have a
I like
crush
her.
on Tebow? Tebow, like Tim Tebow, or like
Yeah.
if it was Tim Tebow, I understand. He's a heartthrob. I get it.
Yeah,
But
that's fair.
like, I was like Tebow. That's just a funny. It'd be funny if Tim Tebow like was ever watched.
Or maybe his parents named him after this.
What's his last name? So,
Oh, true. That's fair.
but
That's
I wonder if he
adorable
ever
on my
watched
part.
the Ewok show when he was a kid and was like, "That's the same kid as me." Yeah,
The
but
chat, great acting, Jeremiah.
yep, you heard it here first, folks.
Yep.
I should become a voice. Maybe I could do voice acting for
For the girl Ewoks.
something like that. But as they're going along, these giants come up, and they're called flogs, and they're just gigantic giants. Like I was kind of, it's like, why didn't we see these during the Return of the Jedi? Like they could have just
They would
came.
have helped.
Wouldn't it be crazy if during that battle those giants come and start attacking the ATSTs and it's like
They
picking them
just
up
grab them and, like, throw them together and stuff.
like that would be crazy if that happened.
Or, like, during the speed scene, one of the, like, troopers run into the leg of a giant instead of a
Or
tree,
like the baby
grabs
catches
it,
it and starts playing with like a toy. Ah!
and then throws them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that went
But
funny.
I think the concept of this is that they kinda left that part of Endor, the giants have. They
Right.
kinda went off and
It
to
is a
do their
big
own thing.
planet or moon.
Moon.
Sorry to all the natives to Endor. Sorry to
Yeah, chill, chill, chill.
miss
Miss Ant.
planetize you or whatever. I don't know. But yes. So they get the girls on the raft, they get tossed to the side because they're walking through the river and they're kind of like hiding. And so they run back to the tribe and start and tell everybody like what's going on, and they're like all surprised that like the flogs are back. Like they kind of like kept their distance, blah blah blah. And so while this is happening, a little Ewok girl is trying to talk to Wicket, and she has a crush on Wicket, and Wicket wasn't having any. What did he say to the girl? Like, didn't he say something like, "Can you stop talking? I can't hear what's going on," or something like that?
Yeah,
He was just kind of like, kind of
being a little snotty.
maybe he wasn't intentionally trying to be rude, but or he just didn't pick up on the signs. But she was definitely, what is her name? Milani? Is that her
Yeah.
name?
Yep.
And so she has a crush on Wicket. I'm like, okay, fine,
What's the other
whatever.
girl's name?
K- Kanisa or Nisa? It's I think
Yeah,
it's Kanisa.
I think that's her Wicked's real love interest in
Is
season
it?
2. Because
Is
in
it?
season 2, it's different, and, like, Wicked's, like, full on in love with one of them, and I don't think it's that that girl that likes him.
Right. Right. But yes. So there's that romantic thing going on there. But while this is all going on during like the tribe meeting when they're talking about the flogs being in their territory, and the head Ewok is like, we gotta make sure we don't make them angry.
Mhm.
So obviously that's gonna be the thing. They get angry at the Ewoks for something. So that's just kind of like there's your foreshadowing right there.
Sure.
There's that perfect writing you mentioned earlier. Great writing, story
Mhm.
progression. But yes, so after this, it goes to the Flog family, and it's like a mom, dad, like a big brother, and then a baby brother. I think it was. So 4 of them total, and they're just kind of like setting up like a camp, basically a living area. And there's a baby giant, and they just take tree trunks, put them in a circle for like a cage for the baby, I guess. And it didn't really work well.
Yeah.
Baby got out.
They like put like giant trees in a circle so the baby couldn't get out, but it wasn't even tall.
Right.
Yeah.
So these parents, they didn't know what they were doing. I'm like, come on, this is your second kid. You don't know how to.
And, it made it look like they were foraging. Like they put their kid off to the side so they
And
can
they're
like
like
get
picking up
food,
giant
but then they're
rocks.
like
There's like a
picking up
giant rock.
boulders
I'm
for
like,
like I don't understand the reasoning.
I don't know. But baby gets out, starts getting in trouble, doing his thing, and then a witch shows up.
Like always.
And so I forget what her actual name is, but she goes by like Mistress so and so. I can't remember her actual name, but it's Mistress. We'll call her Mistress or the witch. And so she uses like her magic spell to like put the baby in a trance, and then the
Her
flashes.
spider henchmen wrap them up.
Oh yeah, like I'm like okay, tying up a baby, whatever.
Because I
And
was
then,
watching it and Steph like came in when the spiders were out and she's like, "What are you watching?" It was funny.
but yeah, so then the family realizes the baby's gone, and they go searching, and they find like Ewok debris, like weapons and like a tire. I'm like,
Mm.
what? Why is there like random Ewok stuff? Like, I didn't. It got me. It tricked me. Like, what's going
Oh,
on? Like,
really?
I didn't know what was going on. Like, why is there Ewok? Like, I didn't even know what they were until they said it, like Ewok stuff, and then they started blaming the Ewoks. I'm like, oh, the witch
Yeah.
probably framed him, and then it literally goes to the witch watching from a distance, like, ha ha ha
Ha,
ha,
ha, ha.
rubbing her
Doing
hands, like,
witch things.
because apparently this witch is powerful enough to take over a giant baby, but can't take
Just
over a group of
no,
Ewoks. Like
because
I'm
I think because when she said she's like, this will be the end of the Ewoks, not even whatever the shaman, I forget his name, Ewok guy.
yeah, the king guy. I can't
Because
remember
the
his
thing
name.
is, he is a sorcerer too, so he's able to like stop her magic spell with his magic.
Did we see that already in the show,
W-
or is it just implied?
I've seen it. You see it throughout the show.
Okay,
So I mean, I've seen like all of this because
right,
of
because
Miles.
you kid.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So, and you see him using
Yeah, you do
magic.
see it. Yeah.
So,
Like, okay, so this is the plot of the episode. The Flogs think that the Ewoks stole their baby, and now they're
mhm.
in pursuit of finding their baby but at the same time tracking down the Ewoks to destroy them. So I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But the mistress has the baby and brings the baby to the rest of the Morags, and the King Morag is there that we've seen in the last episode and maybe the first episode too. I can't remember,
I think
but
the first episode
he's
too.
kind of like the primary head Morag
Hmm.
king, and
It really makes me wish that I would have bought some of the Morag figures at ICCC
they had
because
him there.
yeah, people were selling them, and I don't know how much. I'm gonna look it up. But they were like pretty expensive.
Hmm, interesting. Super vintage. Like, were they like vintage toys? Like,
Yeah,
were they
they're
like in
vintage.
package still, or is it kind of like?
No, 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 they're loose. They're
Oh,
loose.
but yes, so the king obviously doesn't want to take care of a baby, but then the mistress that uses her threatens with magic, and he's like, okay, okay, fine, we'll take care of the baby. Um, all right, but then it flashes to Milani, the little girl who has a crush on Wicket. She's going through the forest on her own, blah blah blah. But then a group of Ewoks with Wicket and some of his friends, they're like up in the treetops swinging around, blah blah blah, and then he's talking about how it's lame that Milani is having a crush, blah blah blah, and then but Milani's down below on the ground, and she hears the conversation, and her heart is broken.
Mhm.
She's all, dude, she was like crying hard. It was like falling off like pools on the
She
ground.
was sad.
Yep, we've all been
We've all been there.
we've all been rejected by our crushes. So
I thought you were gonna say by Ewok. So the ones, Jeremiah, this is I'm looking it up right now, and ones that are in package are going between $600 to $700. One of them's vintage, like in perfect mint, and it's graded, and it's going for $700. So that's why I didn't buy one.
so if I
Because it
ever
like the loose ones are like going for 80 to 90. And it's
so,
not even Wicked itself. It's
so you're
like
telling me if I
second.
go to a garage sale and there's like a
Bro, you better buy all of those.
big bin for $5 with like 100 of them all in their packages, I should buy them.
Like the king or of the Morax or whatever, that figure by itself without all of its accessories is right now on eBay for $75. Just the toy. That's why I didn't buy one. I remember now. They're super expensive. So yeah.
All right. Well, anyone listening out there, if you have some Ewok vintage toys still in their package,
Yeah,
either you can sell them to Drew for cheap, or you could just sell them and make a bunch of money.
true. Or sell them to me.
Oh
Or
yeah,
gift them to me.
yeah. Your birthday is coming up next month, Drew.
True.
Oh, so
Ooh.
if you want to get Drew a birthday present,
Buy me an
hit up
Ewok.
us on Discord or send an email to empireradiofans@gmail.com.
Or just come. I don't want to know. Just surprise me.
Yep.
Deal with Jeremiah.
Yep. Talk to me. So anyway, Milani, she's crying. She runs away, kind of, and then she runs into a munyip, which is like that little white little rat squirrel thing. Talking, he's like sympathizing with her, blah blah
It's
blah.
like a flying squirrel
Yeah, something like
thing.
that. But then the munyip goes to the Wicket and his friends and like says like, "Hey, you said these things," and she heard it, and so he's like this. Not, I guess you can't call him a snitch, but he's
He's a
not
rat.
snitching. But he's a rat, definitely. So then Wicket feels bad all for all that because he has get caught being a mean guy,
Mhm.
and so then like they gotta go find her, but then so they're going to find her, blah blah blah, and so I don't know if we knew this in previous episodes, but the trees can speak to them. Did we know that?
I don't remember, and I think that part kinda threw me off a little bit because, like, so the trees that they live in, do they talk to them?
I don't know.
Or do they, like, protect them?
Now, but wait. So was it whatever episode it was that had the? I think it was the first episode when it was the forest fire, right? Did it speak to the
Yeah.
trees then?
I think they
Like,
did, yep, they did. Yeah, you're right.
interesting. So I wonder if like that's a like a force thing.
What if
I'm,
all Ewoks are force sensitive?
that would be pretty crazy
Ooh.
because they can talk, all can communicate with the
Lucy, if
trees.
you're listening, make Wicked a force
Yeah,
sensitive.
use a make
Ooh,
a.
that's a good story.
That's a good story of the origins of Ewok tree relations and communication. Like
Mhm.
I'm learning about their kind of
And
the
it's
Ewok
happy, it's a happy time. You can do a Ewok story, like a Wicked story.
because they were spiritual people because like they're like worshiping C3PO and believe in like
Mhm,
magic because we see magic too. So which
mhm.
magic is still probably an extension of the Force because like we know
True.
that the witches of Dathomir, their magic is
What
technically a
a
facet of
fort
the Force.
what if this girl is a rejected witch from Dathomir?
Possibly.
Once again, another story, Lucy. We know
There
you're
you go.
listening. So
Yep. So that's interesting. Like I wish I'm not saying I want them like Disney or Star Wars to go back to Endor and do more Ewok stuff, but there's a lot they could do with the Ewoks. Make some interesting stories because if they borrow from this, like their magic stuff, their adventures, and like, because like
yeah.
we do see, and when we went over the Forces of Destiny, there
Mm-hmm.
was that episode where they had to fight the giant Morag,
Mm-hmm.
and so technically that is canon, like that species, the giant, the Morag
Well, I think all this
species.
is canon species. I think. Wouldn't
I
it
don't know.
be? How does that work?
Well, unless it's in a Disney made
Oh.
like publication or movie or show, like it's not technically canon. So
But because it's on Disney Plus, does that change things? Like,
it's considered Star Wars vintage,
oh, true.
and so it's
Like
not
the other
considered
Clone
canon,
Wars show too.
right? So I don't know. I
It,
think
I
it'd
feel
be
like
cool to deep dive into like Ewok stuff, but like it's also
Kitty.
just it's they don't want to have to make it kitty, but like there's a lot more
What
stories
it
that I'd rather have than Ewok
true.
stuff.
That's fair. There's a lot of other content. But what if they did it and like told the real story and it was like them eating people and like
They could make it like
it
a
could make it a
scary
little
Ewok
dark,
thing,
dude.
like because there's that game mode on
That's what I
Battlefront
was
2.
thinking. Yeah.
That game is that is terrifying. And even so on Battlefront 2, like the came out, what is that? 2017 or whatever. They came out
Yeah,
with a game
something like
mode
that.
where it's stormtroopers versus Ewoks. But like
In the dark.
it takes place in the dark, and so if you're a stormtrooper, it's pitch black and you have a flashlight on your gun that you can turn on and off, and you're trying to kill all the Ewoks.
Yep.
But like the Ewoks, because it's their natural habitat, like when you're playing as the Ewok, it's just kind of like dim, like it's dusk. But you can see everything perfectly fine. And so when you're playing as a stormtrooper, it is so scary because you're like looking, all you see is a little circle of your
Yeah.
light flash, and then you see like Ewoks running at you, and all they have is like
They
sticks and
just
like
like
I guess
and they had those fairies,
they did the wisps or
the
whatever they're
wisp
called that could
wispsies.
kill a stormtrooper.
Mhm.
So
The chat saying I would watch a Ewok horror story.
they could do that. That'd be fun.
That'd be cool.
But I'm like saying I couldn't even play that game mode because it was just too.
Dude, Jeremiah, you gotta get it set up so that like people would love to watch you play that game mode. Like
That'd
if you
be.
me played it for YouTube content and we're like playing together trying because you know what? Like there's other content, game content out there that is similar, but they always have zombies where there's
Yeah,
zombies and you're not a zombie, but then once you get killed by a zombie, you become a zombie
right.
to fight the other
Am
people.
I
And
that?
it's
Is that how
that's how they do it in Apex
that
and
might have? That
maybe
might be how it's done
COD.
with Ewoks
Yeah,
mode.
it is. Once
When a
if you get
stormtrooper
killed by
dies, you become
an Ewok, yeah,
yeah, and so like,
because then it's like one side wins
but
essentially.
but the game mode was still kind of stupid because I can't remember how it was because like the stormtroopers had to make it to the shuttle to like win,
They had
but
to
there was also
survive long enough so that the shuttle can land and they can go to it.
that yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
And then
And
there was a timer once the ship came.
yeah.
And so like there's this one place in the whole map where it's caves and there's like fire in the cave so you can see. Like
Mhm.
everyone would just hide out in the caves
Yeah.
for like the whole game match. And
It's but
then
their Ewoks are also hard to shoot
they are
because you're,
because
like, shooting at the ground and it's like
they're
they're moving.
small and then like
It's fun.
I feel like your flashlight only lasts for like
It
10
has a
seconds.
cooldown system. It's like part of your
Yeah, so you
gun.
can't
It
just
has a
keep it on
cooldown.
all the time. Like you
No.
gotta like run in the dark and then turn it on and like find a path and like run straight and then turn it back.
Let us know
Like
if you guys want us to do, like, a Halloween gameplay of that
th-
for that
I
would be
haven't
kind of fun.
I have literally not played that game in over 3 years.
I haven't
Last time
played it in a while.
last time I played was at my house before I moved into this
Oh,
apartment,
wow.
and
That's been a while.
that was almost 3 years ago.
That was before we started the podcast, wasn't it? No,
Before we did like trailer
Empire Radio for
breakdowns
sure.
for the Mandalorian podcast, we had trailers and stuff in the news,
Mhm,
but that was before Disney Plus was a thing, before Mandalorian was
mhm.
a show yet. So
It's been a while,
I don't even
but
I don't even know if I know how to play video games anymore.
it'd be fun. It'd be
I always
fun.
I always played Heroes and Villains, and I was pretty good at it.
Yeah, you were. Should I upload don't you have footage still of that?
I have on my YouTube channel
You
like
should just
clips,
upload it to Empire Radio.
just combine
Y
all my clips in the.
Combine clips, make a really cool montage, and put it instead of making another big video, which you haven't done that in a while, you should do that one of these days for fun.
One of these days. Battlefront. I'm trying to think. What was it for Battlefront 1? Was it? I think. Or about no, it was Battlefront 2. I can't remember, but you can play as Nine Nub or whatever, Neon Nub or whatever, Pancake Face. And I was one of those people that knew how to like. There's a choke point by a spawn point, and I on a
Did you
map.
play the crap out of these games? You know, like,
I
them to the
I
T.
because Nine Nub he had auto turret that you could plant, and
Oh.
so I would put it at the end of this hallway where people would come
You
from
would
a spawn point,
dang, and you just
and
pop them off?
like you'd like it was like the one of the main like place to get to it. So to get anywhere else on the map, you have to go like way around, and like it was
Oh.
so like it was a choke point. But then like he also had these proximity bombs you could plant. And so I would throw him in the hall at the hallway too by the entrance. So like people who try to like run and like jetpack out would just automatically blow up. And then there's like hallway behind me
Mhm.
where people would try to go the long way around and like, come behind me and kill me. You could plant up to 2 proximity bombs at a time. So I'd have it behind me to protect me.
Dang!
So like I'd set up my thing and I'd be
How many
there.
kills did you get in one game doing
I think
that?
my best doing that was like 80 kills or something like that.
Dang! That's a lot. Do you have
And
a clip of that?
yeah, those are on my YouTube channel.
Oh, dude, come on, you gotta do this. People wanna see this.
They're so like they're crappy quality, like whatever. It's just like
Who
the
cares?
PlayStation
The chat
auto
dude,
record.
listeners in the chat, we wanna see this. I wanna see this. I never played this game enough. I never played it
That
enough
was
to understand it that
that was
well.
Battlefront 1 though. So that was from
Oh,
2015. Oh, I can't remember. Honestly, because I can't remember which.
I don't remember playing 9 Nump.
I think
And I've
it
only
was
played
1.
2. I've never played 1 because people hated it so much. I just never played it.
I played 1. I liked it.
I played the original Battlefront games, which I liked.
I never played those, but
I wish
I,
they would redo like, put those on Steam for the people. I would totally play those games.
some people would send me hate mail too.
Oh,
So
because they would,
because
like,
I would do
rage
that,
on you?
yeah, they get mad at me because I'm just whatever. But I thought it was
That's
funny.
so funny. It's this good strategy.
But like I would do
Mhm.
that, and my team would still lose every time because they didn't want to like take control points. And
Oh.
I'm like,
So
dude,
you
just
were doing,
take.
like, the dirty work, but then no one was actually playing the
I
game
was
mode
literally
properly.
distracting the other
Yeah,
team, and my team was just like never doing anything.
and of course, those people would rage chat you and stuff because they're like, "You're so dirty, but we still won," like, oh, yeah, I can see that now. I can see it now. Wow.
Yeah, I don't care. I just go in there and I just want to
Hey,
like kill
man,
people.
you gotta do your job.
Yep. I also hate when I would like on Heroes and Villains
Mhm.
that I would have the highest overall score, most kills of everyone on either team, but then my team still lost. I hate that.
Scrubs.
I know. All right. Anyway, weren't here for Battle. Maybe we should talk about Battlefront more, but
You should, or you can clip that whole conversation and put it in front of your highlight video that you're gonna put out.
maybe I'll think about it. All right. So Ewoks. Let's see.
Where are we?
Where are we? So trees. Yes. So they were talking to the trees about stuff, and then the frogs come by. They're like, oh, the trees are like, there's like tell them there's like a warning, like something's coming, and
Mhm.
then the frogs come by and they run from the frogs, whatever, and then it goes back to the more eggs taking care of the baby, and they're feeding this baby like this big pots of this slop gruel stuff. Like it didn't look good. It was like
The baby
it
liked it.
it made Yoda's stew look like a Michelin star, like Gordon Ramsay dish. I saw put like that, and so, but then he's like, they said like these pots are like huge. These are like 50-gallon
It was massive. I mean, you have to
pots,
do a lot though for a baby.
and they're like, this is the third batch already. Like, how much does this baby eat? And then the most unfortunate thing happened. The baby needed his diaper changed. And so the king was like, I will put you at the highest, you'll be my right hand man if you just do something for me. And everyone starts getting, okay, he wants us, and then they just run away and disappear. So then the king has to change this baby's diaper. I'm like,
Yeah, it was
I've never changed a baby's diaper in my entire life.
really.
And that this makes it even worse. Like, I just feel like changing a baby's diaper is the same thing as changing a giant baby's diaper. This is disgusting and terrible and the worst thing ever.
Well, I change multiple diapers every day,
Yeah, I know.
but changing one of this kid's diaper is probably the whole time I've changed Miles' diapers all in one. So
Right,
yeah, it would suck.
right. But
And I don't know about this baby, but Miles moves a lot when you change his diapers. Like he kicks, he
well, that's a
tries to
lot.
roll
I've
over,
a lot of
and
babies do that.
you have to grab his legs, and then you have most of the time if it's a bad one, I have Stephanie like play with him to distract him while I'm doing it.
This is
And so
terrible.
imagine this giant baby. Oh my gosh, it would be awful.
This is pretty terrible. That's just
Yeah,
a terrible
I need
imagery.
a poop button.
Oh gosh, no, we're good. We're good. This is a family friendly
Sure.
podcast. Enough about diapers.
Yep.
But yes, so the more eggs, they're sick and tired of taking care of this baby, and so the king is like, I got a great idea. I'll just tie the baby up to a tree. Ties a rope around the leg and ties it around a tree.
A dead tree though.
And I'm like, obviously this is not gonna work.
It's a small dead tree. It's stump.
Yeah, so like because like they're all tired. The more eggs are tired and they want to go to sleep, so that's why he does this. So this king is definitely a good king. You know, he thinks this is gonna work. So
Well, so tying a child up to a tree is we do not condone that as parenting methods here at Empire Radio. So
I guess I have to.
yes, you have
I guess I
to.
have to sign that
Yeah.
endorsement. But yes. So then it goes to the search team that are looking for Milani. They find Milani, I think, right? Search
Mhm.
team finds, yes. Like my notes, all right. I take terrible notes for this show just because it's like boom, boom, boom. So I'm trying to like follow along
Hey,
the
at
best
least you're taking notes for this show.
I can.
Yes, that was a dig on myself, you guys, because I did not
Oh
take
wait,
any notes.
I missed the point.
Oh,
So the baby escapes,
oh
and
yes,
then
yes, yes.
Milani finds
The
the
baby.
baby because the tree that the rope is tied to gets stuck between some trees,
Mhm.
and so Milani saves the baby and rescues the baby from that, and then the search team finds Milani
With the baby.
with the baby. Yes, and so obviously Wicket and everyone's like freaking out, like this is not good type of thing. But
Mhm.
then the more eggs wake up and they realize the baby's gone, And so their plan is, oh, we'll just make another pot of food and the smell will draw the baby in. And it worked. So I guess those giant flogs have good smell, but
They have big noses.
yeah.
Which
But
also
Drew,
mean big boogers.
that is true. But want to know something else that if you make a pot of it and the smell will
They will
draw
come.
people in, they will come.
They will come.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're
What pot
talking
I'm
about.
talking about?
Mm-hmm.
The good stuff, the good pot I'm talking about.
The good coffee pot is
Good
what you're
coffee
talking about.
pot, yes.
Or teapot.
Or teapot, yes. So, if you want to
Draw
brew
people
something
in.
up and get people to come, all you got to do is buy some coffee or tea from Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. And what's great about it is they are a sponsor for today's episode. And if you want a discount code, listen to this ad from them right now.
Do it.
Hey everyone, Andrew here. I'm pleased to tell you that the sponsor of today's episode is Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. If you don't know anything about Wesley Andrews, you definitely should. They're an award-winning coffee roaster and shop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they make fantastic coffee. The awesome thing is that whether you live in the Twin Cities or not, you can get their coffee beans delivered straight to your door by ordering them online. They even have a subscription service that ensures you never run out of amazing coffee. If you've been looking for some new coffee to try or a way to elevate your normal coffee routine, now's your chance. Head over to wesleyandrews.cc, use the code Empire Radio, that's with a capital E and a capital R with no space at checkout, to get 15% off your first purchase of any bags of coffee or a coffee subscription. I can't think of a better deal. Get 15% off some great coffee, support a small business, and support your favorite Star Wars podcast. In the words of Emperor Palpatine, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Definitely. Yep. So the baby gets drawn in from the food, and then those with the baby get caught. So Wicket gets caught. The whole team gets caught. And so the family of the giants, they are searching for the Ewoks, and they end up finding some Ewoks. They're like on top of like a cliff or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they're like throwing rocks at him and making him collapse down, like trying to like knock him down. And so that's when they feel like the mom flogs, says like, you stole our baby. So that's how the Ewoks figure out what happened. And so they throw a rock at the Ewoks, and then like some of the ground from the cliff falls and some of the Ewoks fall down. And so then they join the search to try and find whatever, like the Ewoks, the missing Ewoks, the baby, all that jazz. And so that's happening. And then what's kind of funny is the more eggs make Wicket and his friends take care of the baby and clean up the area, and they're just making the food and stuff. So now these more eggs are utilizing slave labor, like child labor.
Yeah.
Which is
frowned upon.
Definitely a more egg thing to do,
True.
exploit children like that. But yes, and so during all of this, Wicket feels bad about what he said about Milani and goes to like apologize. And Milani's like not having anything about it. But then he apologizes. And I didn't realize this, but she says his full name. Do you notice what his full name? I don't know if we knew this. Wicket W. Warwick. Which is
a name.
No, which is Warwick Davis, right? Davis is his last name?
Oh, yeah.
His name's Davis, right? Last name? Yes. Warwick
Davis. Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
I believe.
Who played Wicket
in
the movie. So I was like, oh, that's a fun fact. I don't know if we knew that.
Yeah, you didn't know that? Question mark.
Sorry, Will. I guess
Right after that, he said, "Or am I just a nerd?"
probably
Yeah,
both.
probably both. One,
But
yeah,
yeah,
we probably should have known that,
yeah, we probably should have.
but also,
That's a
yeah,
good.
you're a
That's a
nerd, Will.
good trivia
Just
question,
kidding.
though.
That
That's a
is a
good
good
trivia
trivia
question.
question. Yeah, it's really
What
good.
is Wicket's last name?
Oh, and middle name.
Yep, we don't know his middle name. We just know it's
It's just
W.
a W.
What do you
It
think?
could be just W.
What do you think it is?
Wicked Will.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that'd be funny. Wicket William Warwick. Kind of
It's
funny.
how many W names is there out there?
William, Walter,
Wallace.
Wilbur, Wallace.
But that's not William Wallace. That's the last name. But
Well, you can Wallace could be a first name.
Wicked Wallace. Oh, any middle name? Because Wicked is the first. It sounds so menacing and cool. You know what I mean? Like
Maybe
Wicked
Wicket
Will.
Maybe he'll turn into a bad guy by the end of this show.
Well, they canceled it, but
Yep.
Lucy can bring it back up.
Yep. But Mr. Warwick apologizes and she accepts his apology. So that happened, I guess.
Wicked Wood.
Warwick.
Say that 5 times.
Wicket Warwick. Nah. I'm not gonna try that.
That's a lot.
But so after this, the Ewoks are like, all right, we gotta come up with a plan to get out of here, to get the baby back to his parents and family. And so they come up with they're gonna sing a lullaby to put their enslavers to sleep. And so one of the Ewok was one of the mothers that came to like find them or whatever, like started singing. And it's actually a pretty good singing voice
The
for
mother, I thought it was a girl.
I can't remember. They all look the same. Sorry.
I think it's what's her name?
Kanisa?
No, the other
Or
one.
Nisa?
No, the one that Wicked was talking to.
Milani?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Really? I thought it was Milani the whole time.
I don't know. They all look the same. I'm sorry.
I mean,
But there's like 4 or 5 there's 4 or 5 of them and like half of them were girls. So like I couldn't remember which one was which. But anyway, but then they also want to like recruit these like little like hummingbird fairy things to like help them, which I didn't really understand. Like what
I think
that
because
like the fairies just came and like started like fluttering around.
yeah,
the
like
more eggs.
it
It was supposed
kind
to
of
be
like
white noise. Is that what it's supposed to be?
either
Like
white
to help-
noise or like made their eyes flutter to try to like catch up, kind of trance them
Maybe.
a little bit to sleep.
I didn't really get it. I thought
Either
it was
way,
they're
would
trying to like
work.
make like white noise because like some people
Yeah.
can sleep better with white noise. But I don't know. They fall asleep, and then they're able to escape. But now this next part is what gets kind of cool. You see the Ewoks back at the village. They're preparing for battle, and so they have all their machinery, like wood machinery, like catapults and stuff, all lined up at the base of their camp. I'm like, oh dang, this is gonna be an intense battle. Like maybe this is like whatever happens here is gonna be preparation for when they take on the Empire, whenever that is. And so I was like, this is kind of cool. And then like it doesn't really do anything. Like their cans are like pebbles to like these giants, so it didn't really do much. But anyway, while this is happening, the baby is en route to the camp, and so it's kind of like the battle's going on, but then like the baby's like on its way, and so then the Moregs wake up, and they are like, "Oh crap, we gotta get this baby back before it gets back to its family. Before like
baby
this,
come back."
hey, that's good. I'll clip that right there. Nerd for Drew. And then, but then the baby gets back to the camp or the village, and everything's honky dory, blah blah blah. But then, as funny is, the Morags get to the camp and realize that they see the baby before they see the parents are there, and they're like, "We want the baby back."
Yeah.
To
They
imply
threw
like,
themselves under the bus.
yeah, and like then the parents of the baby like realize what was happening the whole time, and then they start getting chased, and then they run, blah blah blah, and they're hiding. And then obviously the mistress finds out what happens and is super mad that her plan failed. And then the tribe and the flogs are like, we're friends now.
Yeah.
Sorry I tried to destroy your village, but we're friends now. And that's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So I was kind of disappointed by the battle scene. I thought it was going to be more intense. I thought they were going to like be more competent and like maybe
Actually knock down a drag.
knock them down, or like
stun one.
like get like ropes and like trip them up or something. But it was
But
a
like I
learning
said,
experience.
If this was before Empire, they definitely learned.
Right. That's my point. Like they learned like, okay, we need bigger boulders, we need logs to like swing from trees, and then that's what they use in Empire, or sorry, in Return of the Jedi, and then in Forces of Destiny we see them take on a giant Morag thing. So they definitely learned from their mistakes, folks. That's the lesson of today's story of this episode. Learn from your mistakes. Get better. But that's it. So I know it was kind of boring.
Yellowstone said, I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids.
Yeah, kids, they're always the worst, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe
so you didn't like it? Like what compared to last week's? Like, was this more enjoyable than the Lego Star Wars?
Nah, I think I like the Lego Star Wars more.
Oh wow. Well, we definitely already recorded more.
Now, better, like Legos was better, but still not good. It was so bad. Lego Star Wars.
I love Ewoks, so I'm kind of biased.
This is probably my least favorite Ewok episode so far. That's the thing. So.
Well, yeah, when I was watching this stuff, and he's like, "How are you guys gonna break this down?" I was like,
I'm watching this. I'm trying to like take as many notes as possible to make it look like if you can see on camera, like I just fill up a whole page.
That's a lot. You put in work.
I did scene by scene, and it's my Star Wars notebook that my niece Sadie got me for Christmas last year. So I always write all the episode breakdowns and stuff.
You're running out of room.
No, I still got like almost all the book left.
Oh, okay.
Because then like I have my other bigger notebook that I use too. That's like bigger sheets. So
you still use that one?
Sometimes, yeah.
Or
I'm using that now for taking my notes for the Thrawn books.
Oh,
every chapter and memory chapter, I write bullet points so I can like remember better, and then when I go back, I can kind of.
How far are you?
I am about 80% of the way through the first book.
Which one are you doing right now? You're doing like the first one,
Chaos Rising. So chronologically, Ascend to Sea trilogy. So I'm doing chronological, and so I'm gonna try and.
See,
I might be able to finish that tomorrow because I think I got like 2 hours left on the audiobook. So
yeah, that's not bad. I'm gonna see how long it is.
Take me a little over 2 weeks to finish doing it with the audiobook.
Thrawn Ascendancy, right?
Yeah, the first book, Chaos Rising. So
15.
I'm using that notebook that's bigger sheets of paper to write my notes.
I'll start listening to it tomorrow at work.
Cool. All right. So then next week we'll be doing the first episode of Light and Magic documentary series on Disney Plus about kind of like the origins of how Star Wars was made and stuff. So a lot of the special effects. Yes. I haven't watched any of it yet, but I know there's a lot of special effects, how they did like the old school stuff and how this it all came together, and so there's like 6 episodes of that or something, and we're just gonna do the first episode. They're like hour-long episodes, so it's like a
we'll do
lot
the
of.
first episode next week, and then the week after that is going to be.
So
When does that come out? On the Thursday?
comes out so on September 8th is when the Obi-Wan Kenobi series behind the scenes comes out.
Oh, so
So
it comes out on a Saturday?
no,
No, am I wrong? Am I reading? Oh, I
September
was reading.
8th
Sorry,
is a
a
Thursday.
Thursday.
So we're trying to, because that's the holiday week too, so we're trying to figure out when we're going to do that. We're going to try to do that right away. We might do it at Thursday, maybe Friday, I don't know.
Either way, so
We're
because
probably not going to be doing it on Tuesday the 6th. We're not going to have an episode,
yes,
but it'll be later in the week.
but we'll
do
still have one
something.
that week, just so your live stream knows and you listeners know. Like, we know that a lot of people are busy too that Tuesday. Like, some people take Tuesday off as well because that Monday, everyone, or that's like back to for Minnesota, that's back to school is that Tuesday. So I know a lot of parents are going to be busy getting their kids back in the groove of things. So pushing
Yep.
back a couple days isn't going to hurt you guys, and I'm really excited for that. Like, the
Yeah.
trailer of that made it look like.
Did you see the controversy though with that poster?
No.
So it got me too. So when I saw Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Return of the Jedi, or whatever, Return of whatever said, it made it look like it was season 2. Like they were announcing
Yes.
season 2.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, huh? Why?
Because like
What?
a Jedi Returns or something it's
Yeah,
called.
Jedi Returns. Yeah.
And so like at first I was like, huh? Like they're announcing a season 2 already? And then I saw September 8th. I'm
What
like,
if?
oh, this is probably going to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then you read the top, and then you read the description of like the post, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
it's behind the scenes.
That
It
would've
got
been
me for
so
like
crazy.
2 seconds, but some people were mad because they thought for a long time, like hours, they thought season 2 is coming out on the 8th or something.
I mean,
I'm like, calm down, people. Like
chill.
they're not gonna.
There's no way.
But
It'd be cool if it came out that quick, but
so I wonder if that's just gonna be a 1 episode thing.
Boba was right. Boba was only 1 episode.
I think so.
And I think Mando season 2 was only 1 as well.
I think it was 2
season one-
episodes. Season 1 had like 8 episodes. I think season 2 had 2 episodes because like they left out the Luke Skywalker stuff, and then they did a single episode on the Luke Skywalker stuff.
So it could be a couple episodes, but
we'll let you know if it'd be nice if it was 2 episodes, because then we got to figure out, because then the next week is the 13th. We'll come up with something, but then the week after that is when Andor is here, and we'll have 3 episodes of Andor at the end of that week. So it's coming. We're getting close to the Andor. We're trying to get there, and we're all excited. So
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yep. Fun. All right, Drew. Anything else before we transition over to everyone's favorite part of the episode?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, let's transition over to voicemails.
It's voicemail time.
All right. Well, we got quite a few tonight. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tonight.
Ooh,
and
8.
So,
wow. All right.
Yep. So this first one is from a first-time sender.
Oh, heck yes. These I love.
And
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love old-time senders, but when we get the new ones in, there's something like warms the heart a little bit.
Yep. Definitely. So let's listen to a voicemail from Seamus.
Hey, Empire Radio, this is Seamus, longtime listener of the channel, first-time voicemailer. I am from California, and I have a couple quick questions for you guys regarding the new canon, your movie rankings, and the lore. My first question is, do you think your movie rankings have changed at all because of how the new shows and new movies have tied in? Or do you think any of the new releases coming out will have some impact on your rankings for your movies? I would love to see another movie ranking episode. Those were always my favorite. And I want to know what you guys think about what the new movies and shows are gonna do for the canon. A couple new shows coming out like Ahsoka and Mando season 2 and Bad Batch are all important to what we see as the new lore, and I believe those shows are gonna tie in really well. Thank you guys for all your hard work, and I really appreciate it, guys.
All right, thank you,
Wow,
Seamus,
thanks,
from
Seamus.
California. Say hi to Andrew if
Yeah,
you ever see him.
go
If
see Andrew.
you're in LA and you
Mhm.
see Andrew, tell him we say hey.
Yep.
But so first question, what are our movie rankings changed now since when we did them back when we started Empire Radio 2.5 years ago? I think we briefly talked about this a couple months ago or something. I think, I don't know, it's pretty much the same for me, I guess.
I don't think mine's changed at
Like,
all.
it's hard to say because when we did the original rankings,
Mm-hmm.
we did. I only saw episode 9 twice at that point, and so
Oh,
like when we did rankings, it was like still kind of fresh out from when we saw the end of the trilogy and all that jazz, and so it wasn't enough time to like have a full breakdown of that movie and have months and months of people discussing the movie more
did we
and
break down
breaking.
that movie?
No,
Have we broke down any movies?
no.
Do
Empire
people
Radio
want us?
started after episode 9 came out, so
Do
we've done a
people
lot
want
of.
us to break down movies?
That'd be long episodes, dude. It would take like a month to like break down a single movie.
Maybe 2 episodes per movie.
I don't know.
I'm just throwing it out there in the galaxy.
I'm just saying a 45-minute episode of Kenobi takes us 2.5 hours to talk about. So,
and in your defense, to a 20-minute episode of Ewoks still took us an hour and 13
yeah, but we
minutes.
went on a bunch of tangents in that though.
That's
so
fair.
But anyway, I think when we did the original rankings, I liked episode 9 a lot more then than I do now. But I don't know if I want to say that it dropped in rankings because like I don't know. Cuz I think my rankings was from the bottom up was 1, 8, 4, 5, 6, 9. And I don't know if I'm so torn like with episode 9 because there's so many great things. Episode like I've said it a million times. Each individual scene in episode 9 is great, but when you put them all together, like it's not the best coherent story. It doesn't really make it's not the best. But like the visuals and there's so many great things about it. I'm like, is that enough to be better, to stay better than the low ranking that I have for the original trilogy, which are towards the bottom. I don't know if I could put an original movie above episode 9, but like I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I don't even remember my order, but it's
Yeah, because you never wrote it down. We can go back. You can go listen to the episode and get your ranking. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's hard also to his question. It's hard to redo that if we have like one different thing.
Right. And
so they need to give us more movies and then we can redo the whole list again.
Oh gosh. I feel like if that happens, we have to like keep it separate, like separate rankings. But
true, because it's. But didn't we add the other ones in it too, though?
Well, we put like Rogue One and Solo, but those are still part of that main story. But any movies that come now are going to be. Oh, we don't even know. Like nothing's in production for movies, really. Like everything's on hold. Like that. What was it? Rogue Squadron. Like that's not. I don't think that's even happening anymore. The Taika Waititi movie. That's not even in production anymore. Like
might be happening, but apparently Taika also tells people to join the movie that's already been in the franchise before.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Like the movies are hard to say.
They have
Like
not talked about it at all. which is
because like
sad.
I don't care if they don't ever make a Star Wars movie again, I'm totally fine with that. Like,
I don't know. I don't think I am. I want to go to a movie theater. You know what I mean?
well, okay, well, Rogue One is back in theaters coming up
Ro-
soon, so you can go see Rogue
I
One.
think it's this weekend.
Is it this weekend?
I think so.
Is
I
it
think it's
only for this
or it's the
weekend,
20. I saw that it comes out the
or
28th.
is it only just for the weekend, or is it for like
That's this
every
weekend.
week until Andor comes out? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Will the chat please? Also, the chat is saying please, yes, please break down movies.
Maybe
But I think the Rogue One though is only in IMAX.
that's fine.
But
But
I'm just saying, Jeremiah.
I
I'm putting it
still
out
okay.
there.
So
When the new movie comes out, we can have an event. We can tell people, hey, we rented out this movie theater. Everyone
ooh,
buy tickets, come fly to Minnesota, hang out with us. We'll do a live viewing party at a theater for the newest movie.
it
Come
won't
on,
be
dude.
opening weekend though. They get a
I
whole
mean,
theater opening weekend would be
it'd be expensive, but they can help fund it. Like, we'll figure it out, sell the tickets.
well. We got
We-
like 5 more years until a movie comes out, so we got time to plan that.
But wouldn't that be dope? That would be epic.
Right.
Just saying.
But it was kind of funny. So here in Minnesota, we have our science museum,
Mhm.
and one of the things that's famous for is the Omni Theater, which is like one of the biggest.
Yep.
Like, is it considered IMAX?
Think so.
I don't know.
think
Like
when they sell the tickets, it's IMAX.
it's like a huge like domed theater thing that like
You like
it,
bend up a little bit. You're at
doesn't
angles.
doesn't it move down, like it's up here and then it moves down or something?
I think so. Yeah.
I can't remember, but it's a giant curved thing, dome screen that they do like documentaries on and all this jazz, but then they'll sometimes do movies. And so they announced like these movies that people voted to like be shown on this giant screen.
Mm-hmm.
And the people here in Minnesota voted for The Last
Oh yeah,
Jedi.
you freaking showed me that. Good lord,
I'm like, what the heck?
what's
So-
wrong with any Star Wars film? And you pick.
I thought that
Yeah.
was just funny.
When
But
is that, anyways?
I think it's already passed. I don't even know.
Oh,
But
I was
thought it
still thinking
funny.
about going to see it just to be in that theater, but
Like I don't. Last time I was there was middle school. Like it's been.
dude, last time I was there, it was when they had the fish one, and it was probably around the same time because I've only been there once.
I don't know.
And
I
think
saw
it when it just opened.
I think I saw the one about wolves or something like that.
Oh, that's what it was. The wolf one. Yep.
But
I
like,
think I
there's-
saw a dolphin one too, but I think the wolf one was the one I saw.
But then is there one like about like thunderstorms and tornadoes and stuff like
Oh
that?
yeah. I think
Apparently
so,
that one's
yeah.
really good.
It's cool because you feel like you're in it. Especially the water one was kind of scary as a kid
Right.
because it's like right in your face. But
yeah, maybe we could rent out the Omni Theater.
dude, that'd be sick, bro. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there in the galaxy. That would be a cool experience. I feel like we would have a lot of fun with you guys. We could do like a panel podcast somewhere right afterwards at like
Ooh.
a bar.
We
or
gotta
something.
we gotta plan Empire Con.
I mean, that would be the beginning of it. We kick it off like that.
If we could get like 20 people to come to Empire Con, that would be the coolest thing. But like,
Bro, we can get more than 20.
I don't know.
We can be bigger than Nerdy Now.
We could get. I don't know about that. We could get Daddy Palps to come down because he's in Minnesota.
I mean, the
I
chat's
know.
already like, we're doing it.
Jerica
Something that
and
big, people would just come.
Jerica and Puzzler are in Wisconsin. I'm sure Jerica would come. I don't know about
Will would
Puzzler.
come for sure. Will would have to, dude. Or you would no
Izzy's
longer be a
in
mod.
Iowa, so you could come.
I mean, people coming.
But we got people in like all over.
Mm-hmm.
Reed in the Discord is
Yellow Snow
from
says
New
I'm
York.
coming. See, Yellow Snow's coming. I'm telling you, people come if we do something like that.
Empire
We do
Con.
something.
All right.
It's just like, what are we gonna do? Well, you know what we gotta do? We gotta link up with Joey from way back when, and
Who?
Joe from way back when, and Nilda, her husband that has that store.
Oh, I was
And,
like,
like,
who's this Joe guy you're talking about?
Because he's putting on his own like toy con or whatever. So we can figure out the logistics with him, and then they can we could make it dope. It sounds like really a lot of money though.
A lot of money.
We would have to figure out a fund.
Yeah, sell a lot of coffee with Wesley Andrews Coffee and Tea. Use promo code Empire Radio. But yes, and so that was Seamus's first question. Second question was about how the new shows and stuff are going to add to the canon story moving forward. I think it's kind of hard. We don't really know exactly the future of Star Wars much because we know we got like the Mandoverse, which is the Mandalorian, Boba Fett, Ahsoka shows. That's during the same time period, and it's supposed to culminate in like one big, all the stories come together. I think a lot of it's, I don't know, it's hard to say because like I don't really know. Like I said, I've only been through almost to the first book of the Thrawn series, but like I don't know what there's implications there because I know like Andrew would say that like there's stuff in the Thrawn stuff that he thinks is implying things in the future that are going to happen that I haven't read yet, so I can't speculate on that. But I wonder how much of the story that they're going to add this post original trilogy, how much of it's going to fill in the 30 years. Because I think they want to elevate the sequel trilogy by giving more backstory. And so I think that I feel like they're trying to do that, but I don't know how they can do that unless they go all 30 years and they're only going to be in this
one pocket.
One little spot.
We need to get shows leading up to 7.
Well, you could watch Star Wars Resistance. That starts a month before Episode 7 and ends during the events of Episode 8.
I should watch that.
So it is the most of the canon.
Yellowstone, don't watch it. It's bad. All caps.
Okay, calm down. Sure, of all the animated shows, it's not of the canon ones. I just say it's the bottom one. But there's still some great stuff. I think the finale of season 1 was pretty good, and then there's a couple episodes in the second season that I think is still really, really good that hold its own against some of the best animated episodes that we've seen in Star Wars. So
you said that quite a bit too.
I haven't watched it in a long time, but I remember watching a couple of these episodes in season 2. I'm like, dang, this is really good. But that's just a couple highlights. Like it's not gonna.
The chat is really not for it. They've been with us all night, and now they're like,
it's not that bad. I get it. I understand. It's literally aimed for a younger audience than the other anime shows, but there's still some interesting stuff. It's cool hearing or seeing a story that takes place during the time of the sequel trilogy. That's like a separate story going on that has references to the stuff in the movies. And so it's the First Order is doing stuff throughout the galaxy, and this is just one story that it focuses on. And I think it's really cool. And I think it's still worth watching because it is canon, and there's some cool insights on things. But that's just me. But again, along with the question though from Seamus, there's also seems to be that they're going to be going to the High Republic era as with things. So like we got all these books and whatnot that they're doing with all this. So phase 2 is starting up of that, and the Acolyte series that's supposed to take place during that same time as well, which is coming out next year or late next year or something like that, I think. And so they might be pushing that era too for a story where it's going to be a kind of like a reboot of Star Wars where it's a completely separate timeline that kind of leads up to Episode 1, Phantom Menace. And so I don't know, I think there's a lot of great stuff that they're gonna do, but we just don't know a lot about the future of Star Wars canon and what their efforts are. So I'm excited regardless. Whatever they send out, I'm gonna watch.
I think the High Republic stuff will be really interesting if they're able to add that, or even like go a little bit past the High Republic a little bit and maybe like lead up to Episode 1.
Yeah,
or even have a movie about the beginning of Palps.
Well,
Like
I think
they
the
did
Acolyte
a
series is about dark side force users,
hmm,
I believe, and
so
so
that's a show, right?
it's a show, and it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to lead into maybe not in like the first season, but maybe if it's multiple seasons, it would eventually lead up to Plagueis and Palpatine eventually,
Yeah.
because I think it's because the phase 1 of the High Republic takes place 200 years before or before a Phantom Menace,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe the Acolyte is supposed to be 150 years before. So
So
it's
it's like 50 years later.
50 years later from phase 1 of the High Republic. So it's
When does the
150 years.
Acolyte series come out?
I think it's next year, like late
Okay.
next year, maybe.
Phase 2's coming out soon.
Phase 2 is just, it might have started already, but like the first phase 2 adult novel is in November.
Oh wow.
So then be nice if in January, if Bad Batch isn't going into January, that we do stuff on Thrawn and
Mm-hmm.
that High Republic novel too.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Seamus, thank you for that question.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answers some stuff.
That was a long.
But
That was only one. But yes,
yep,
like I said, I
think,
love the new voicemail. Thanks for finally sending one. It sounds like you've been a listener for a hot minute, so
yeah, and
we appreciate it.
Seamus is a pretty cool name. You don't hear that too
True.
often. So
That's actually really fair. So yeah.
all right. Oh, and we've heard this person many times before for the next one, but it's been a while
Ooh.
because he was busy doing basic training for 4 months in the Canadian Army or military. So let's hear a
Oh.
voicemail from Brady.
Wow. All right.
Hey, it's me again, Brady. I just wanted to leave a quick message and say that I am back from my wild summer and that I will be engaging with the podcast more frequently again. So thank you guys for keeping up the good work. I really have to catch up because I missed a lot. So I'm definitely going to. But I have a question for you as well. If you didn't have a Star Wars podcast, what would you be doing every Tuesday night? Thank you.
That's a
and
good question.
have a great rest of your day.
Well, thanks, Brady. We missed
Thanks,
you.
Brady. Yes.
Last time we heard from you was the conclusion of the VCU stuff, I believe. So, and
Yeah.
he's been popping in every once in a while in the Discord to keep
tabs.
But like it was very like once every couple of weeks or something. This little hey guys, I'm still alive. But he would post stuff on Instagram too, and he was having fun doing basic training in Canada, keeping those Canadians safe up there.
True.
But yes, so thank you for that, Brady. What would I be doing on Tuesday nights if I didn't have a podcast? Probably the same thing I do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Absolutely nothing.
My wife asked me that question. She's like, "Why did you guys start just such a niche podcast when you could do like just shows in general that you and Jeremiah like?" I was like, "Because we like Star Wars a lot more than other things, and we would be doing a lot more episodes if we did that." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, no, let's stick with Star Wars then." Like, yeah.
Yeah, so I live a pretty dull and boring life, so I get home late. Well, not late, but like I'm usually not home till like 7 or later. So by the time I get home, eat.
The Discord is really keeping you interactive more. So
Yeah. So I don't know. I need a life. So
if you have ideas, no, I'm just kidding.
Drew, would you be doing anything different, or
I don't know.
what hobbies did you have before we started the podcast? Anything? You
I had a
do your cricket button.
I had another YouTube channel, but I'm not gonna plug it.
What?
'Cause
Oh, is that your review of the
other stuff, yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
so like I don't know if I would be doing that. It's kind of hard because I got into fishing a lot, but that was already after. I would probably stream a lot. I'd probably stream a lot more. because I was kind of doing that before Empire Radio, and
Do some 360 no scopes.
I
I
don't
always,
know that.
whenever I jump in the
Yeah,
chat when he does his
anytime.
gaming on Fortnite, I always like do a 360 no scope for me.
Yeah, I always try, and it never works. But I probably stream a little bit more, or I'm trying to think. Probably fish a lot more, maybe,
All
but
right.
that's only seasonal, so I don't know.
Right.
I'd probably find it how to do a different kind of podcast. I'd probably be doing a podcast. Let's be real.
All right, cool. I'll do a Star Trek podcast.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Brady. Good to hear from you, bud. Hope to get some more voicemails from you in the
Yes.
near future.
Welcome back. Catch up. You have a lot.
Yep. So now we have 3 voicemails from Jedi Master. So let's take a listen to
Ooh.
number 1.
Hello, Empire Radio. This is Jedi Master here, back from my week break. I had a cold over the weekend, so couldn't really send any voicemails in, but I'm back with another little Imperial Coliseum, so hopefully you enjoy it. So today we have the D Squad from Clone Wars Season 5, Episode 10 through 13. Really cool little droids that do secret missions, which I think is just really cool. Anyway, the D Squad versus Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. Let me know who you think will win, and may the Force be with you always.
All right. So I believe the D Squad is this arc that he's referring to with all the droid episodes when they find like they had the little Meeber Gaston, the little guy,
Oh, yeah.
and he takes them on the mission. That's when they find Gregor and on that random planet and they're in the desert. Like people hate that story arc. It just drags on and on and on. It's Gregor's cool finding him. And there's a really cool explosion at the end of like one of the episodes that's like really intense, like in space.
I
So it's
barely remember that.
Yeah, it's those droids and Meeber Gaston versus Din Djarin. I'm gonna go with Din Djarin. Sorry.
Yeah, me too. Because he has his
Whistling birds. Also, he's just better. Like those droids were
Your
lame.
Beskar. Yellow Snow in the chat. D Squad sweeps. Okay.
Okay. Next question. All right. Thank you, Jedi Master. Sorry, that was a quick Coliseum matchup. Din Djarin sweeps. All right. Number 2 from Jedi Master.
Hello, Empire Radio. This is Jedi Master Caden Hendricks here. So I was thinking, I have hobbies. Everyone has hobbies, but what are your hobbies? What do you like to do in your free time when you're not watching Star Wars and you're not recording the podcast or at work? What do you do? Let me know what you do in your free time. And may the Force be with you. Always.
All right. Well, kind of Drew answered a little bit more than me with some of his hobbies that he would do. For me, I did like to bake on a regular basis. I haven't done it as much.
Yeah, you got to get back into that, Jeremiah. It's good for your mental health too, to do stuff like that. I feel like you enjoy it.
I don't know. If you think my kitchen is a mess now, whenever I bake, it's just,
no, we know, but
dude, I made a bunch of like zucchini stuff, like zucchini muffins, like chocolate muffins and zucchini like just regular muffins. Dude, you gotta like shred that zucchini. Like you get shards of zucchini all
on
over
your
the place.
wall.
That's everywhere. I'm like, how did this happen? I'm just like right here,
What was
right
the
in the
muffins
bowl.
that you made, me and Andrew?
The chocolate ones.
Just make those, dude.
Well,
And
I made
drop 'em off
chocolate zucchini
Randall's.
ones, so I took that and I just added zucchini to it, and that was all right. And then I made zucchini muffins, like regular ones, like for church, because like people just bring stuff to bake, and then I have after church, and like I'm gonna make a double batch because there's a lot of people, and so I make the double batch. I get them and I try one, and it is terrible. It's like hard and dry and no flavor. So like I realized because I made a double batch, I forgot to double one of the ingredients, which was the brown sugar. So it was like bland, and then I forgot then like when I was remaking it, and I realized I forgot to put oil in the first batch. That's why it was super dry. It's like I screwed up that first batch,
Oh. So what
and
did
then
you do with all those?
I ate them
Huh.
myself.
Oh.
And then like I had to make another batch because I still had a bunch of zucchini left, so I made the ones that actually turned out well and brought those to church.
Gotcha.
But
So you
I don't
ate
know.
zucchini muffins for like a week?
Yeah.
Every
And
day.
so I answer your question, I like to bake. When I'm not lazy, I like to write. But like I need to feel
Motivated.
inspired to write. That's about it for hobbies. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of a boring guy.
Needs to get back into Battlefront 2.
Maybe.
But yeah.
Drew, any other hobbies that you haven't mentioned yet tonight?
Fish. I try to. A lot of I don't really have, like Star Wars and fishing are like my hobbies, honestly, and podcasts and creating videos and toy collecting is a hobby that kills my pocket. So
And your Peloton, that's a hobby.
Well, I don't know if that's a hobby. It's more of I should be doing it, but right now, me and Steph have been baking a lot of our episodes of our podcast, so I've been doing that a lot lately. So, yeah.
Fun. All right. Thank you for that question, Jedi Master. So we'll listen to your third one.
Hello, Empire Radio. Jedi Master here with the last voicemail that I'll send. So what is the best sport? Now, what's your favorite sport? What is the best sport? Is it soccer, football, hockey? What's the best sport? What's the most entertaining? What's the most fun? Most aggressive? What is the best sport? Let me know what you think, and may the force be with you always.
All right. So he said not your favorite sport, but what is the best sport? Now they could be the same. Technically, they could be the same.
Are these team sports or individual sports?
It could be anything.
Does it matter?
Doesn't matter. So I don't know. Well, I used to be really, really into baseball growing
We'll say
up.
baseball in the chat.
That was my thing. Like big huge Twins fan. I would watch every single game that was televised. So I was like there's 162 games in a season, and I'd probably watch
99.
No, like at least 130, 140 of them.
Is that many televised?
Yeah. They're night games and they're all televised. And so if there's day games when I'm at work, I wouldn't be able to watch them or whatever. But I watched almost every game, and like I'd watch baseball tonight and Sports Center every night.
Oh geez, yeah.
Like, I knew all the players on all the teams and I knew everything. And then it's been 10 years since I've really followed baseball. So it still has a special place in my heart. I think baseball
is the best sport.
I think people say baseball is boring.
America pastime.
Like people don't like baseball as much as they used to. Baseball used to be like the biggest sport in all of America. Sure. But I think that it's a lot more complicated than people realize. There's a lot more strategy than people realize.
I enjoy baseball.
And I think it's because of that, I think it's a better sport than like the big ones like basketball and football, because I think those are kind of like I watch football and I think it's boring. I'm just straight bored watching football. But it's like the number one sport in America. But
so yeah, for me, it's the number one sport for me is MMA. UFC is my number one sport. I watch it pretty much every weekend if there's an event. For sure, all the pay-per-views, I watch those. Do I pay for them? I'll let you decide that.
Whoa, okay. Anyway,
but
Empire Radio does not endorse pirating any form of entertainment of any kind.
They do not. But yeah, so I'm really into UFC a lot, mostly UFC, but almost all MMA. I listen to a lot of MMA podcasts, breakdowns. Like I could name people that aren't even famous, kind of thing. So that's like the sport I'm really into, and I have been for a long. I don't even know. It's been a while.
I remember
Well, it's been before
you
Connor was even big. I'll just put it
you.
out there.
I remember Drew, like before COVID hit,
Mm-hmm.
dragged me to an event to watch a big fight. Was it?
A Conor McGregor fight, and it was Conor versus Cowboy Cerrone, and it was super fast. We waited
It
all
was
night for it. It was
all night.
super late.
It's like I was there for like 3 hours. I was like, it's like close to midnight or
Mhm.
something like that, and the fight was over in like 12 seconds.
And I was happy that everyone else was like, "Wait, that was it." I was happy. I
I'm
loved
like,
it.
this is stupid.
I'm like,
Like,
my boy won.
I don't get it. I don't get that kind of violent fighting type thing. Like, it's not my
You had a
thing.
good time though, didn't you?
It was all right. Like, I still don't really approve of
That's
it,
fair.
but like, I was like, I stayed up late for this, but
Yeah, like me and my pastor got into it, and we're into it, and we used to do like a lot of events, and then now like all my wife's siblings are really into it, and my dad's kind of into it too, and so I talk to them about it, and we watch it like all the time together. So that, but for America, it's definitely football is number one for America, I would say, because I think it's just the most advertised.
oh yeah,
Like,
it's the biggest money maker. Like,
yeah, they do really good at it. So football's. I mean, I'm a huge sports person. If you guys don't know, I haven't really followed baseball as much, but I follow European soccer. I have my favorite soccer team, Juventus. One day you'll come back and be the team you should be. And yeah, and so like I'm really into majority of all sports, especially Minnesota teams. I die on those hills. I watched the football game this weekend, the preseason game. We lost.
is it our year? The Vikings year?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
No, but
All right.
it's fun.
All right, cool. All right, that was the third one from Jedi Master. So thank you for your 3 submissions tonight, Jedi Master. It's always a pleasure. All right, now we have 2 from Addie, and I believe this first one is for a question for Drew. So let's listen to this one.
Hey Empire Radio, it's Addie back at you with another voicemail. I just have this quick question for Drew. I recently have started collecting Funko Pops, and every time I watch like one of the lives the recordings of the lives that you guys do, I see you have Funko Pops in the background. I was just wondering what is the best place to buy them. Me personally, I shop Amazon and GameStop to get the best ones, but that's just my opinion. I don't know where's the best place to get them are. Anyway, I hope you have an awesome day, and may the force be with you. Bye.
This is a question for me. Jeremiah, how much I appreciate toy collection conversation. So for me, honestly, a lot of these will be up for sale soon, so keep a lookout if you want some potential deals. But yeah, so for me, for Funko Pops, I honestly shop a lot of places. Between Target, they always have they have a lot of good Target exclusives, so I get those a lot. And then Hot Topic and Box Lunch typically has them. And then yeah, GameStop's a good one. GameStop, definitely keep going to your local GameStop and buying those. So, but yeah, Hot Topic and Box Lunch, they always have good ones too. The good exclusives that are valuable down the line. Amazon too. Amazon exclusives can be valuable too. But yeah.
Cool. So what's the pop right now? Funko Pop that's like
That
you're
people
trying to find. People are trying to find. Like, and what is it exclusive or is it just kind of like it can be anywhere? What would you say is?
There's limited quantity, but a lot of people right now, the pops that people are trying to get are the full die cast ones, the ones that are legitly all metal. So people like to get like those ones are. I don't have any, but they're like I think $100 to $50, maybe $50 each. I don't remember. I think it's $100, but they're expensive. But they're legit all metal, and then you can take them out, and they have a cool display piece and stuff like that. So people like those a lot. And then there's every version of those. There's a chase, which is like one that's not painted, so it's just metal. And so
Cool.
those ones are pretty valuable too. But it really depends. Like I said, like most exclusives are always a lot more valuable, and it really depends on where. Like con exclusives are like really hot, like sought after. Like Star Wars Celebration, or that's still like the one above my head. The Boba Fett, the white, the what is it called? Just like white Boba Fett one I have from Star Wars Celebration that didn't actually happen. That celebration didn't happen 2020.
2020.
Yeah, that one is my most expensive pop, and it's like last I checked it was like 105, something like
You
that.
still have that Cara Dune pop?
Cara
That's
Dune,
still
yes.
is that still
I don't-
expensive?
She's been falling a little bit,
Oh,
but I do have a Cara Dune pop.
but
There's
but
a couple
anyway,
pops I won't sell, but yes,
Eddie. So is this kind of like what kind of pops you're looking for? Would kind of determine where you want to look.
correct.
It's like that's something you just gotta to search online for. Like if you're looking for, I'm sure you don't only like Star Wars. There's other
There's a
areas
lot
of
of other franchise that are
that you probably
more
like too. So
valuable too.
just research like who you want to get and what characters or whatever you
Barnes and
want.
Noble, they always have a decent selection. Oh, that Boba Fett is worth 120 actually right now.
Fun.
I won't be selling that though.
Okay. All right, Eddie. Hopefully that answers your question and gives you some ideas. But we also have a second one from Eddie, so let's listen to that one right now.
Hey Empire Radio, it's Addie coming back with one last voicemail. This is regarding a question Miss Lucy said last episode. She asked you guys who is someone you look up to, and this is a funny story actually. Someone I look up to is my Taekwondo instructor, Mr. Richards. He's a huge Star Wars fan, and this is something that he always says to me. When I'm like leaving after my classes, I like to say to him, "May the force be with you, Mr. Richards," and he always says back, "And with you," and always remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. It's just our fun little ritual that we do, and I just thought it would be funny to share it with you. Anyway, I'm running out of time. Hope you have an awesome day, and may the force be with you. Bye!
Cool. Mr. Richards seems like a cool guy.
Hopefully you listen to our podcast too.
Yeah, Eddie.
If
your homework this school year is to get as many of your teachers and friends to listen to Empire Radio, but first start with him because he seems like a big Star Wars fan. So
and apparently he's part of the Empire already. So
yeah, so it only makes sense. So have him send in a voicemail.
Make him join the fleet.
Yes,
and he probably likes MMA because.
Did she say Taekwondo and teacher?
Yeah,
I listened to that multiple times. I'm like, did she say Taekwondo? That's what I think. I think
she's probably like a 3rd-degree black belt and just beat us both up.
Probably.
Yeah.
And I really thought it was funny that not fun. I don't know if it's funny, but like she said, Miss Lucy.
Yeah.
Like Lucy's already like above us. Like we're just two schmucks called Drew and Jeremiah, but
or
Miss
sometimes
Lucy.
Jeremiah.
Yes, I guess. But Miss Lucy was a cool little.
Yeah, reference. next time we interact with Miss Lucy, we should call her that.
I don't know if I want to be called Mr. Jeremiah and Mr. Drew.
That'll be a little make you a little bit old, huh?
Dude, it made me old because Puzzler in the Discord was like starting high school.
Starting high school?
Yeah, she's entering high school. Today was her first day of high school, and like I was thinking back. My first day of high school was in 2004. 18 years ago was when I started high school. I'm like, this is kind of.
What year did I start high school?
Well, you're 2 years after me, younger than me, right? So 2006 for you, but like, man.
Lord Shoemaker Wilson in the chat. Okay, chill.
I was thinking like, back in 2004, if you had an iPod.
Bro.
You were
Dude, when I got my iPod,
that was bougie back then. And that
I get
those
the black
iPods,
one,
those original
the
iPods.
32, the black one, 32 gigabyte, the one that spin, not the original one, like the newer generation one. I think one of the last ones they made. Dude, I was the coolest kid in school. I shared headphones with everyone on the bus. Dude, it was so dope. I still have it, but I broke it, the screen. I have so many good songs on there too. I wish there's a way I can just take everything off of it, even though it doesn't function well. I had to
I'm
figure
sure
it
there's
out.
a way.
There's probably a way.
Bring it to
Yes.
what's the Apple Store like experts? What are they called?
Geek Squad,
No, that's Best Buy.
Apple Genius.
Apple Genius. That's it. Yeah, bring it to them. I'm sure they could figure
They're
it out.
probably like, I don't know how to work
Most of the
this.
people working, they're probably younger
Yes,
than
dude. They're like,
how old that is.
how do you plug this in? Because I had the old plug-in, the fat plug-in thing.
Oh, Drew, we're old.
We're old.
I
Dude,
get
I
more and more
remember
gray hairs all the time.
the iPod Shuffle. It had no screen. It was just a little one. I remember someone at PK retreat, one of the kids had one. Oh my gosh. I thought it was so cool. It was before I had my iPod. I thought he was so cool. And he just, or actually, no, I didn't think he was cool. I thought he was super rich kid. And
yeah. We all knew it was rich kids.
Yeah.
I remember we do this in elementary school, a walkathon to like raise funds, and like kids who had the top earnings like of the walkathon's pledges, like we'd win prizes and stuff. And it was the same kid every year won the grand prizes, and I'm like, every kid in the school hated him, but he won every year. And then like one year he didn't win, and we were all happy. It was great.
It's like defeats the entire purpose of that. He's actually put in work, and y'all just hating on him because he has rich friends.
All right. Thank you, Eddie, for that fun story. And again, tell Mr. Richards we say hi.
Yeah,
get him
get him to listen. What if he's the one that put her on it? Maybe that's his reference.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he was. Have him send in a voicemail.
Yeah, or have him send it. Sorry.
All right, cool. Thank you, Eddie. So one last voicemail from Jerica. So let's listen to that.
Hello, Empire Radio. This is Jerica. I just got back from Disney, so there might be some surprises in store for the future. But for now, I thought I'd ask, what is your favorite animated Disney movie? Mine has always been Finding Nemo. I do not know why. It's just been my favorite since I was a child. And I also really like Lilo and Stitch, another one that I just have loved since I was a child. Let me know what you think, and may the force be with you.
All right, thank you, Jerica. She went to Galaxy's Edge and stuff, and she said she had 30,000 steps. That's a lot of steps.
You gotta put work in when you go.
But yes, favorite Disney movie. Now it's like hard to remember like which ones are Disney and which ones are like DreamWorks. Like,
I remember. You should know this.
I don't know all this stuff, dude.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
I don't know.
Besides Star Wars, because technically those are Disney movies.
Well, if we're gonna do Pixar,
we could start out Pixar, then we can go Disney Princess.
Onward and like The Incredibles 1 and then WALL-E are great.
Not Toy Story? Are you insane?
Okay, I thought those were my top ones. That doesn't mean that I hate the other ones I didn't rank.
Toy Story should be your number one, dude.
Nah.
How dare you? Miles would be so disappointed.
That animation in that first Toy Story is kind of janky nowadays.
Hey, no, they redid it. Have you seen it on Disney Plus?
They redid it?
Digitally remastered it.
Oh, I know.
So it's better quality. It's not janky no more.
But like, what other like Disney ones are there? Like outside of Pixar?
Well, like princesses, all the Disney princess movies.
Like Beauty and the Beast is pretty good.
Beauty and the Beast solid.
That's a banger. Like
Coco, Yellowstone. Have you seen Coco? Coco's a fun movie. I like Coco.
Yeah.
All right, so my number one Disney movie of all time is definitely Lion King.
Oh yeah, Lion King. I forgot
Come
about Lion
on.
King.
Come on.
That's a good one.
My number one Pixar movie, it has to be Toy Story. Toy Story 1. But I do like all the ones you mentioned. Onward, Soul. I like Soul. Soul's a good movie.
I hated that movie, dude.
Oh, well. Yeah. Coco's a good
I
one.
don't really like the Pixar movies anymore. Like
You said Onward. Onward's one of the newer ones.
that's like the last like most recent one, but like other ones past that, like
Okay,
there's
did
like
the new Buzz
Luca was terrible.
I do. Yeah.
The new the Lightyear movie is terrible.
Yeah, I tried to watch that, and
I
Miles was so bored.
I did
Like,
not like that movie at all. Like
is
the problem
that
that
is that Pixar?
yeah,
Okay.
this Toy Story. So what's weird is Andy,
Mhm.
his favorite movie is
Is
this
that
movie.
Yes.
Which I'm like, why is a
It's
little
supposed to
kid
be.
watching this intense movie like this? I don't know. I didn't really like it. It didn't make the
Yeah.
story didn't make sense really.
And the way I don't know why they redid their outfits either. I thought it was dumb.
Well, because it's supposed to be like real story. It's not. They didn't.
Yeah, but he didn't use his laser thing.
I don't know.
That's a big part of his outfit.
That's the sequel movie.
Yes.
I don't know. The thing I don't like about the new Pixar movies is they're too realistic looking. Like in so many
True.
aspects, like they're not like cartoony anymore.
Yeah.
Like yeah, sure the people might be more cartoony, but like I
Mhm.
don't really care. Like
Yeah. I don't know. I there's some of the stuff they're doing I like it, but I did not. I need to actually watch the Buzz Lightyear movie. I just had it on the background and I could not follow along. And we were it was like right after it was literally the day of my grandpa's funeral. We were watching that after he was buried, and so like it was just on the background with all my cousins and cousins I haven't seen, my second and third cousins, and all the kids and stuff, and like no one was paying attention to it. But from what I was seeing, I was like, I don't really like this. So I mean, I guess I had to
right.
give it a real shot, but no. So princesses, what's your favorite princess? You said, oh, you already said that.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast is probably that's a banger.
It's a banger. I don't know, man. Oh, I know.
What?
Mulan. Mulan is for sure. That soundtrack is so good.
I've said it
we
a
know,
million
we
times.
don't wanna
Live
hear it.
action Mulan is way better than the original Mulan, and I will fight that to the death.
I cannot.
There's so many reasons why
No
the live
way,
action is way
Jose.
better. I'm telling you. Hey, you got to prove my points wrong if you're gonna disagree with me.
The music, that alone, the music for that is so good.
Okay, but
people in the chat said yes, Jeremiah. No, Jeremiah. Okay.
I'm just saying. The main thing is the whole point of Mulan is that she's a strong, independent woman. That's the whole point. In the first movie, she does not win by herself. She needs the help of the dragon dude to defeat the enemy.
That's not the dragon dude. You
what,
mean
Mushu, whatever. Mushu. If it wasn't for him, yeah, she did not defeat the bad guy. He did. He set the firework on fire and it blew him up. Mulan was not a strong, independent woman that did anything.
Okay.
The live action movie, she wins. She fights and she wins. And in that movie, it shows that she was like training and like during the night and over like putting extra work to be better. And in the original movie, it was just her working with the guys. Like she's way better and more powerful and more independent and more goes above and beyond in the live action. She defeats the enemy on her own. Way better story. And Donnie Yen's in it, so you got that too.
That's true.
All right.
I thought it was really poorly developed and the whole magic part of it was dumb. But Will is definitely typing out the songs in the chat right now. So but yeah, yes, let's get down to business like
and
in Mulan.
Defeat the Huns.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's all the voicemails for tonight. That's the end of this episode. Thank you, Jerica, for that question. And
Yes.
she hinted at some surprises in the future.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. Does she maybe do a vlog of her own or something? I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. I have no idea. Maybe she bought us gifts, souvenirs. Send the Empire Radio. Do an unboxing video of
we would
our gifts from
totally do that.
Jerica. I don't know. Well, that's it tonight. That's it. I can't believe we went this long on this episode, but these voicemails were
2 hours.
were hot tonight. So thank you
True.
for
It was
the
fun.
voicemails.
It
to all
was a
who
good
sent in.
episode.
Hopefully you enjoyed that breakdown of the Ewoks episode.
Mhm.
So next week, like we said, we'll have the first episode of Light and Magic, the documentary series on the start and creation of Star Wars. We'll be doing that first episode, so make sure you watch that before you listen to our breakdown and thoughts.
Mhm.
And so let's just talk about some social stuff and get out of here for the night. So go in the description of wherever you're watching or listening to this. There's a link for links.com. What is it? links.co/empire8. I can't even remember now. I'm getting out of here quick. But there's the links.co/empire radio, links with 2 eyes. And there's a page there for everything. Our links to Instagram, Facebook, Discord invite, so you can join the Discord. That's always fun. Our YouTube channel, link for the needlesslynerdy.com podcast network, which we are a part of. Go check that out. There is our fan email, and there's also a link for anyone who's an artist who wants to help us with our illustration project called the VCU Illustration Project. We got a lot of voicemails to illustrate from that crazy story that we had. We just got one today, which was nice. And so keep those coming because I want to have that final product put together. So if you can draw, if you can paint, if you can sculpt, if you can do digital art, you can do it. If you want to take, we have some Lego submissions already. So that's pretty fun. So if you want to do any kind of thing of artistic, look, it's back to school. We know we have a lot of people here listening that are in school. So you have art classes that you're taking. You have friends who are artists. Collab with your friends. Do your projects in class where you can do some of these.
If you have to draw or something for your art class, just do it on this.
Yeah, it'd be so great. And then just make sure your teacher doesn't like draw an A on it because like then it kind of sucks because then it's like tainted.
And also that's a rude teacher to draw A over a PC to.
I guess they got to do that on the back. But
yeah, that's on the back.
But yeah, so look, you have opportunity. You have your classroom of all the art supplies that you need to illustrate some amazing stories. So definitely get on that in these coming months. Get some illustrations in and whatnot. So that's always going to be fun. So anything else, Drew?
No, that should be it. I dropped a little clip from a stream. So there is a new video on YouTube. So if you haven't, go check that out. Go check it out.
Oh yeah, we were complaining about
toys. I was complaining about toys, and I was like, "Oh, this is a decent video. Let's just throw it up there for fun."
All right, cool. Well, you have been listening to another Ewok-tastic episode of Empire Radio. I'm Jeremiah.
I'm Drew.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.